What's going on, YouTube? Hey, I got me a Super Sport. Well, it ain't mine. Customer work. Customer complaint is it don't stop. Leaking brake fluid. And floorboard get all wet. I don't know, sunroof, heater core. Fucking leaky windshield. Who knows? Let's find out. First order of business. Pick this thing up. See if I could find a leak somewhere. Oh my lord, YouTube. I haven't even walked underneath the fucking thing yet. And I see issues. That's bad. Ooh, that's bad. Anywho, back to the mission. Find me no Mr. Bad brake line. Huh. It's all wet up there. It's been patched once before. I don't see anything that's really wet. Giggity. But that's all wet. I don't know. Let me look. Maybe this line's leak. I'm gonna have to have somebody pump the fucking brakes while I look for fluid. Found it. You see, way up in there. And that brake line runs over the exhaust in that little shield there, down and back over. But I think she's rusted out way up there where it looks terrible, and then it's running down and getting that shit all wet, running down the brake line. And dripping off right there. You guys can't see it, but yep, that's got to be the only brake line. 'Cause there's only one that goes to that wheel. And what a futtermucker of a brake line it is. Son of a diddly. That would be nice to splice it right there, but I'll never get my fucking tool in there to flare it. So, I think I'll have to take it all the way back to the ABS unit. Let me look. Well, it's very accessible. But it goes into those factory flex lines on them. And I don't want to have to buy those. I might have to get creative with my routing here in order to do this as cheaply as possible, which is what everybody wants. I'm not yanking that fucking exhaust to do this brake line. That would be silly. Man, that is a good splice point, but I can't get my tools in there. Maybe I can get, I might be able to get my tools in there. Either way, I'm gonna start cutting it. I'm gonna cut it. I'm gonna cut it right there, just after that bend. And because of that factory springy shit on there, I'm not gonna try to splice it right there. I think I'm just gonna bend it over to the rubber hose. Okay, so let me get to cutting. There you go, snip snip with the old mini bolt cutters. Nip-X. Now I'll clean it up. Now I'll clean it up with my mini tubing cutter once I get the rest of that line out of there. Alright, YouTube. I got the brake line out where I cut it and I bolted it from there. But right now, I got to go buy some line and I got to go buy some fittings to slice. Oh yeah, I'm going to soak down all the bleeders. I don't know how low that master went, so I'm going to bleed the back as well. Just, you know, probably because you should. So let me start soaking down the bleeders so they move and go buy some parts. Alright, YouTube, I didn't go to the store yet. There's been a change of plans here. Before I went to the store to buy anything, the owner was contacted and gave her a parts list, and she said, how's the rest of it look, and blah, blah, blah. I said, well, the rest of it looks rusty as fuck. So she says, well, how long, does it need replaced? I said, it will eventually. I don't know if it's going to last you a week or 2 years, because it is rusty, but they're not leaking. Well, when that brake line blew and the pedal hit the floor, that was enough to scare the shit out of her. She didn't like it. So she's like, you know what? Just fucking do them all. Okay, I could do them all. I looked for a stainless kit for this thing, and the kit is in 2 pieces. You got a front kit and an intermediate kit, totaling $260-ish, somewhere in there for a stainless kit. I think I'm just going to go copper nickel and bend it up myself. If I bend it up myself, I have a little more freedom. Instead of trying to jam a pre-fitted line in there, it's not going to look as pretty, but it will be functional. So, I think, oh, fuck you. That's the master leaking. I think that's what I'm going to do. Just go down and get some copper nickel, bend it up myself. She said, okie dokie. I'll spend less on parts, but a little more in labor. Either way, that's what I'm doing. Let me go to the store, get a bunch of copper nickel brake line and shit. And hey, YouTube, I've been busy. I had to stop. Had to go get some parts. I needed a fitting for that side. I've been able to reuse all the fittings, except for on these back two calipers. So I got the fitting for that. I got that line ran over. And that thing is like 6 inches too short. That's really disappointing. I didn't want to splice it, but, I'd drop another $50 on another coil of the nickel copper line. So, a splice it is. Other than that, there's no splices in the car. This thing ate up about 35 foot of line. I got it run over. I ran that one up over the exhaust like it's supposed to be. I'd rather run it, through there, but for future service, if this thing needs engine or tranny, I'm sure this thing's got to get dropped out, so I didn't. And the factory ran it that way, so whatever, it must be alright. Got that one ran up. Pretty close to bleeding. I got all the bleeders sprayed down the best I could. Hopefully they move. I didn't record much just because I got shit to do. I want this thing out of here. Get my money and on to the next one. You know what I'm saying? I'll bring you back here in a minute when I start bleeding. So far, I'm 2 for 2 on the bleeders breaking loose. This one's already broke loose. Oh yeah. And that gauge doesn't work, so I just gotta, kind of pump every now and then. I know the trick for pulling the bleeder all the way out. Cover it in grease so you don't get those little bubbles. Because I don't know if that's coming from the system or around the bleeder. But I'm not going to pull it all the way out. Yeah, boy. It's going to go about like this on all 4 corners. Well, she's bled. All 4 bleeders broke loose, which is amazing to me. That's awesome. I'm going to try to talk her into that. That's bad. But anyway, it'll be back for more work, I'm sure. I mean, the rod link is busted. That boot's busted. It's been fucking slinging grease out. This car just, it needs work. But anyway, it'll stop. I did, however, get in it, push on the pedal as hard as I could, multiple times. Took my light, looked for any wet spots at all my connections. Everything's hunky-dory, and that pedal felt good, so I think we'll be just fine. But I did text the owner, said, because of the battery, she'll be ready to pick up in a couple hours. Asked her about the tie rod. She said she'll let me know. So we're either going to cruise in this bitch when I come back, or we're going to be putting a tie rod on. Hey, YouTube. Look what I got. New tie rod. And just in time. Look at that shit. Trying to break the jam nut loose, and the fucking thing just rolled off. That is just in time. That thing was looking to break any minute going down the road. So yeah, I'm going to hurry up and get this thing thrown on here. Told her she's more than likely going to need alignment after this. I'm going to do my best to get it in the ballpark type dealio. But I'll do the best I can. Alright. Well, there she is, YouTube. Installed. Jam nut's still loose. What I'm going to do is throw the tire on there, give it a quick tape measure alignment just so that it's relatively straight with that other wheel. It'll be really easy. These tires got that center cut groove in it. But man, this guy took a lot of grease for a new tie rod. Man, this guy took a lot of grease. Say about 10 pumps to fill that bitch up. Anywho, that's this job. Tie rod, brake lines. I got to get motor, and it's getting dark, and it's going to start raining. And I got other shit I want to get in here. Alright? So, thanks for watching, YouTube. Peace.